Hey guys, Lisa Salvatore here. I just wanted to hop on and do a quick video for Jupiter moving into Pisces tonight at about 6:30, 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you follow astrology, you've probably heard about this for a couple of days, if not longer. I just want to talk briefly about what the planet Jupiter represents, why this is so important for us both collectively and personally. I actually feel like it's more beneficial on the personal level than it is on the collective level, but everybody has a differing opinion. But from the energetic perspective, Jupiter is the largest, by far the largest planet in our solar system. It's the great gas giant, technically. But spiritually and energetically, what Jupiter represents is it's a benefactor in astrology. It's growth, it's abundance, it's spirituality, it's it expands everything that it touches. It's just all about promotion of our dreams and our wishes and good-natured things that go under Jupiter. Now, what happens is when Jupiter falls in a sign that's in its detriment or in its fall, which means he doesn't do very well in specific signs. Obviously, each planet has to go through each sign as it orbits, and sometimes they do better in one sign than the other. And Jupiter has been in Aquarius since December, right along with Saturn, working together. So Saturn restricts us and wants to limit us, and Jupiter wants to grow things, and Jupiter wants to break free and expand. So these two have been working together, and it's definitely felt a little bit, back and forth. There's been some good, there's been some negative, there's been a lot going on while Jupiter's been in Aquarius. And now tonight, Jupiter will move into Pisces. Jupiter loves to be in Pisces. Jupiter is in its domicile in Pisces. It's its natural home. It rules Pisces. It's the traditional ruler of Pisces. Loves being there. What makes this that much more impactful is that Jupiter in Pisces right now is also working alongside with Neptune, who's also in Pisces. And Neptune is Pisces' modern day ruler. So Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces, and Neptune is the modern day ruler of Pisces. Both are going to be in Pisces together right now until July, I believe. Yeah, until July 27th or 28th, depending on where you live, what time zone you're in. Jupiter will be in Pisces. So we're kind of going to get this sneak peek into the Jupiterian themes as it moves into Pisces officially. So Jupiter is going to be in Pisces from now until July 27th, and then we will backtrack into Aquarius, and then it will go back into Pisces in December and remain there until 2022. So Jupiter wants to be in Pisces. Jupiter wants to help us. Jupiter is a benefactor, like I said. Jupiter likes to grow things, and he's the great guru. So he really does want to work with us and give us a boost. Now, where this becomes an issue, because again, every planet has its light side, every planet has its shadow side, every sign has its light side and shadow side, every aspect, every angle, all of it in astrology has a light side and it has a shadow side. I don't care how good of an aspect it is on the personal side or the collective side, or how negative of an aspect it is, there's always something to be worked through with aspects that bring you out the other side of them. I've always been a firm believer in that. I'm a firm believer in fate, but I'm also a firm believer in free will. And those two work in tandem. Anyway, not to keep digressing. It is a moon in Gemini today, so I'm definitely feeling extra chatty. But the energy is off the charts right now, guys. I'm sure for the past couple of weeks, you've been experiencing sleep disturbances. Maybe you're waking up in the middle of the night. Maybe you're having a hard time falling asleep, staying asleep. I know the dreams have been off the charts, especially last night. So keep this in mind, because Neptune is in Pisces. Now Jupiter is in Pisces. So you're likely going to get messages in the dream state, psychic messages in the dream state. Pay attention to that. It's not for nothing. You're not getting these messages, especially when things make sense or people pop in, or, you get these epiphanies and you wake up saying, wow, that really felt real. Because it likely is. It's your subconscious working through everything. There's a lot going on right now collectively. I try to stay off of that because I feel like more personal is the way to go, because we can control what's in here. We cannot control what's out there. We can try, but we can't. And that's what produces anxiety. So, today this morning, pulled this card after my morning meditation. It's Breathe. The breath is the vital bridge between your body and soul. It's the connection between the inside and outside, connecting you to the universe, spirit, and the divine source. The breath permeates your entire being with prana, which is the same life-giving force that nourishes everything in the universe. And that was really powerful for me because on Monday, I had a really weird day, and I ended up going to a park, and I just sat under a tree, and there was flowers that had been falling from the tree, and I literally just sat there in the grass. It was kind of wet, but it didn't really bother me. I literally just sat there in true Taurus fashion and just grounded myself for like a solid hour to hour and a half, not even kidding. And I felt like a completely different person. And so it just, this morning when I got this card, it made me think of the other day, because it's so important to really breathe in these times of chaotic craziness and energetic shifting, and there's so much going on, and every day it's something different, personally and collectively. We've all got stuff going on. It is so important to breathe. I say this to my clients often, especially female clients. We tend to hold our stress in our shoulders, and we hold our breath, and we don't even realize that we're not breathing. This causes headaches, it causes tension. So anyway, just remember to breathe. Very important right now. Back to Jupiter. If you know your birth chart, or if you don't, and you can always go and look it up for free, but Jupiter in the houses. So if you want to see what Jupiter is going to potentially give you a glimpse of over these next 2 months, of where you could expand your life and give you a little dose of good luck and optimism, along with you having to have the faith, okay, and do the work to see things through, remember, because it's not just going to happen. Jupiter does give us a boost, and he does often gift us things, but we have to be willing and ready recipients to receive that, and we also have to be willing to do the work. So if you are an Aries rising or an Aries ascendant, this means that Jupiter will fall in the 12th house for you, the 12th house of the unconscious. If Jupiter falls in your 11th house, that means you're a Taurus rising. This is where Jupiter will gift you while he's there. He'll give you a snippet of what's to come over this next little while. While he's in Pisces, he will be transiting your 11th house. That's if you're a Taurus rising. The 11th house is the house of groups and networks. If Jupiter is transiting your 10th house, you're a Gemini rising. Your 10th house of career and public image. If Jupiter is transiting your 9th house, you are a Cancer rising. The 9th house is the house of spirituality. It's Jupiter's natural house. Jupiter rules the 9th house. So this is like double, double, double. Pay attention to this about, anything that comes up for you if you're a Cancer rising this next little while with Jupiter here. It will be more expansive for you, higher learning, higher mind, education, spirituality, travel, if you can do so at the moment. If Jupiter is transiting your 8th house, you will be a Leo rising. The 8th house is the house of, again, it's physical death, metaphorical death, it's real estate, it's taxes, it's all the taboo. If Jupiter is transiting your 7th house, that means you're a Virgo rising. This is all about relationships, contracts. If Jupiter is transiting your 6th house, you are a Libra rising, which is all about your health and your daily service out in the world, your habits. If Jupiter is transiting your 5th house, you are a Scorpio rising. The 5th house is the house of play and fun and creativity and children and romance. If Jupiter is transiting your 4th house, you are a Sagittarius rising, and this is the house of the home, the foundation, the inner life. It's very private. If Jupiter is transiting your 3rd house, that means you are going to be a Capricorn rising. This is the house of communication and siblings and neighbors and all the day-to-day things that we do and the people that we see. But more importantly, communication. If Jupiter is transiting your 2nd house, you are an Aquarius rising. This is all about your resources, your self-esteem, your finances. And if Jupiter is transiting your ascendant, you are a Pisces rising. Lucky you. That is super duper lucky, because the 1st house is our physical, it's our appearance, it's our personality, it's our persona. So Jupiter transiting here will give you like an extra dose of popularity. Even if you aren't trying, and even if you're shy, you may just notice people being more drawn to you or attracted to you or wanting to, be around you if you are a Pisces rising. Now, another thing with Jupiter transiting the 1st house, I find that I always want to I always want to tell clients, be careful, because Jupiter expands everything. So the 1st house is the physical body. So remember, Jupiter can be too much of a good thing. He can be a little too much and too expansive and too positive or overly optimistic. So you want to be conscious of that. In the 1st house, Jupiter can literally expand you physically. In the 2nd house, you can spend too much money. In the 3rd house, you can say too much. Okay, you see how this goes? So again, you want to apply the shadow side to everything because it's not all rainbows and puppy dogs, even though we would like it to be. So again, there's a shadow side to everything. So just keep that in mind, that Jupiter is here to gift us. He is here to help us grow. He is here to push us forward and give us some optimism this next little while. Now, collectively, over these next 2 months, we may get a little snippet of what's to come by what we see happening on the global scale, on the world scale. And, some of the issues or themes that we may be dealing with. Let's go off with one. Gas shortage, crypto. There's things here that are going on, and that's not to say that this is because of Jupiter or because of the eclipses that are coming or because of Taurus season. It's not to say that, but it's just to, again, astrology is about awareness. It is not about excusing anything. It's just about explaining it.